Hi, this is Chris Maynard, and Chris is a exhibitor here at the Waterfowl Festival in Easton, Maryland. Chris, could you tell us about your art, please?
Yes, I only use feathers. And what you see are the natural feathers, the natural colors, and they are backed. So it's a little bit of deception because all you see is the feathers, but they're stable.
They are backed. What does backed mean?
It means I did a lot of research on how to stabilize these feathers, talking to mechanical engineers, chemical engineers, sculptors, all sorts of people, the chemists, to figure out what kind of glues to use that would
Wow.
be stable over hundreds of years, that wouldn't affect the feathers.
Oh, how beautiful. So you have kept the feathers intact in a natural sense as much as you can.
Exactly.
Lovely.
Yes.
Now,
And
how did you come upon your art? Would you call it feather art?
I don't like calling it feather
No.
art. We say that I carve intricate art out of feathers.
You carve intricate art
Out of feathers.
out of
yes.
feathers.
So when I carve a feather, I'll talk to somebody and say I carve feathers, and they almost always go, oh, well, what do you carve them out of? Well, I carve the actual feathers themselves.
Who taught you this art?
Myself.
You did.
Yeah. But my mother was a professional artist.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry I interrupted you. So you carve the feathers.
Carve the feathers and use a little scalpel. My father was a surgeon, an eye surgeon, so I used some of his kind of tools. My mother was a professional artist, so it kind of all makes sense. I had a different career until 10 years ago when I started my new career, so I kind of feel like a little kid, pretty excited about this new direction of mine.
And you're from the Northwest, you said?
Northwestern U.S., yes.
And so is this the first time that you've exhibited on the East Coast?
No, but it's the first time I've exhibited here. My galleries are they're in Santa Fe, New York, and Paris, so it's all over the world, really.
That's awesome. Is there an inspiration that you draw from for your art?
That's a good question. Is there an inspiration? I have a lot of inspirations. One is movement, because, well, feathers are on these birds that fly, and most of us long to fly, but we can't. We can maybe do it in our dreams, but that's about it. So they become symbols for us, for flight, for escape, for getting from here to there, for success, for hope, all sorts of things, for all cultures all over the world. I don't know if I'm answering your question, but
I think you're answering it very well. I think that your feathers are hopeful, and the inspiration that we get from them is truly beautiful.
so that's one source of inspiration. And another is the movement of the birds themselves. And since I long to fly, and I can't, really kind of the closest I come to it is dancing. So I'll turn the music on in my studio and start dancing around. And sometimes just for like a split second, I feel like I'm a little bit weightless.
Well, thank you for bringing such beautiful art to the shores of the Chesapeake Bay.
Thank you.